Everybody, welcome to the episode of the Hoppy Craftsmen podcast. I am Chris. With me is my co-host, Eddie.
Hello.
And joining us this week is our friend, Terence Hallows.
Hi. The official, unofficial photographer of the podcast.
Yeah, he was the videographer, is what we called him.
I was thinking it was very official, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I told two people.
Nah,
So that makes it official, right? That's how it worked.
not after what you said before the show.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wait, what?
No, don't worry about
Yeah, we'll talk about it off after in our secret team meeting.
it. We have lots of those. So this week, this past week, we actually went to Strong Beer
Arizona
Fest.
Beer Week.
Yeah, it's Arizona Beer Week. You might have heard the other two episodes this week. But we decided that we were going to do a recap show for Strong Beer Fest because we actually like to enjoy the Beer Fest and get there and see some things and do things and talk to people and then just run around like our heads cut off and talk to like 1,000 people. So, you know, kind of want to enjoy the Beer Fest and take it all in. So that's what we did.
Yes.
So this is the recap. We're going to recap what we liked, what we didn't like, things that are different about previous years and this year.
I embrace change as long as everything stays the same.
Yeah, that sounds good. This is the naysayer Ed. You know what? And I'm gonna break tradition, Ed. What are we all drinking?
The same beer.
No,
'cause that's the
damn, we
same
are.
thing we do every fucking time.
Oh, that is tradition. So I stopped by our friends at Trevor's and picked up a 4-pack of this. It's the Pure Projects Merkley. How do you guys? It's a double IPA. It's pretty good. I like it.
It's a collaboration with Fieldwork.
On the back it says "Embrace the Merc," which I was a big fan of that. Ed, you gonna read the label?
No, because the Trevor's labels no, not on this one.
Ha, dude.
It's covering up part of it.
So I'll say this: it's smaller. It's way smaller. Well, I wouldn't say way smaller.
It's not.
It's smaller. It's not way smaller, I guess.
There's nothing to read.
I know.
It just says serving and storage.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
It says Double India Pale Ale. That's it.
Yep.
I like it. It's good, even though I'm drinking it out of a lager glass. So
Nope.
maybe
that is an IPA glass, as we told the guy at Red House.
it's whatever you put in it.
Yeah, it's whatever I put in that glass. That's what it's gonna be. There'll be a stout glass in a little bit after you're done with it. Make you a sour stout in there, Ed.
Sweet.
You're welcome.
Can't wait.
So you want to get down to business here?
Do you want to start with the bad?
I mean, that's the easiest stuff. Is the bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start with the good first.
Nah, we'll do the bad. I actually don't have a lot of bad things to say about it.
I mean, he must because he
How about
wrote
getting there?
he wrote a list. He had really has a list on his phone. I thought.
No, I have a list on my computer.
Oh, even worse. It's not very long, but I just I made a OneNote about it real quick.
I felt like we were in the Amazing Race getting there, by the way.
Yeah, I could say that. So I would say the directions / the detours that we had to get to the festival was a little. And that was my biggest concern in general was, you know, the light rail downtown was nice to be able to just jump on and get off and you're right there at the park and then you walk through a parking lot and you're in the festival. And this year was like, it's just not finished out there enough.
Yeah, when we got the email that said don't follow the Google directions, that was immediately like, this sounds like a horror movie.
Granted, they did they sent a map out with like turn by turn instructions where to go.
They
put
had
little signs up along the road with arrows. So they did their best, I think. But I think once it gets a little more finessed
Not
out
constructed?
there, yeah, let's not in the middle of a construction zone.
Yeah,
I think
because
it'd be better.
everything out there is under construction. So, like, they're building a freeway to run right by it. The parking lots weren't done. I don't think the entrances are done.
I mean, that being said, I still didn't feel like it was super hard to like. It didn't feel like it was like jam packed with a car. I mean, we weren't leaving. I just got dropped off. So maybe your lovely wife would have better information about how it was getting out of that place. But.
Yeah, and I talked to a couple people that said Ubers were having problems like with the drop off because like they were following Google and people were trying to tell them no, go this way, and then I'm sure the Google drivers are like, this person's gonna murder me.
Yeah, no shit. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's like, take a left at the church, you're gonna pass an abandoned house, and then turn right on a dirt road.
I did like the dirt rock road that was going.
Oh yeah, the freaking river rock as soon as you turn into the parking lot.
We were in a Jeep, so we were lucky, but we saw some people in like a convertible. That it was dusty as fuck, and that guy had the top down on his convertible.
So here's the thing I didn't consider with that massive complex, and I don't know why, is that there are going to be other events at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So as we were pulling in for the beer fest, all these soccer parents are pulling out in their minivans and sports cars and Teslas on this rocky ass dirt road, and a couple of Mustangs had their tops down, just fucking full dust.
Mouthful of dust. I mean, I imagine at some point it's going to be like the other side where they actually have a paved driveway and paved parking lots, maybe.
Well, I think I mentioned it on the previous show that when I said like there was no grass out there, like all the construction equipment was in those dirt lots.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they just didn't bother making parking lots because they were going to get all messed up by construction equipment.
It's possible. I mean, there just could have been the timing. There's probably a lot of logistics that go into making that place happen and have events there and get everything fixed and created. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot to that. So yeah, directions definitely on the list of things that were not the best, but hopefully can be better, I guess, right? You think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess this is on our bad list. We didn't have any stickers to hand out because we're dumb.
Well, listen, I feel like this happens every year. Like, I think I try to remember like stickers right before Strong Beer Fest, and I order them. I hope that they get here before Strong Beer Fest.
And they get here like 2 months before, and you're like, here, hand these out.
And then I forgot that I just ordered them, and then I wasn't even thinking about Strong Beer Fest at that point. And then I was like, I don't need to order stickers. I ordered them. And then you're like, I gave them all away.
And then your mom gave all yours away.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. So,
and people think we're from New Mexico if you listen to that show. I don't know if we mentioned it on the show. It might have been afterwards.
Yeah, it was afterwards. So I was wearing my Raleigh shirt, and Ed, we had what was on the table, the La Cumbre. It was another brewery from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And they were giving, like, they had to be there earlier at Trevor's, and they were giving away glassware and cozies or whatever. And there's just a table full of them that we were sitting at, and people kept asking us if they could take the glasses, and I told everybody to ask that. Just take one or two or whatever you want. Like, I was like, yeah, they're right there. Take them, take some. But I feel like you said, or it was Terence, you saw my mom actually, I think, was slipping the stickers into that glass. So I think anybody like Cumbre glass also got a sticker from us. So
cross promotion.
That's how it works. They still went out to people.
Here's another con, or maybe just a weird thing: the fucking shootouts.
Yeah, the shootout was a little strange.
Especially when it just goes off randomly. Like, there was no, like, designated area. There was no, like, boundary. There was just all of a sudden, bang, bang.
Well, and I was, like, really wondering about it when we walked in. We got our passes, and they're like, oh, FYI, there's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, they did have a flyer.
They had a flyer. They warned us ahead of time, and I was just like, okay. All right, then.
What was the purpose of the shootouts?
I think it was that area was, like, a Western theme or some sort of shit like that. I don't know, because there was like roping heads and
it was a whole Western
there's like
area.
hay bales and
the wrestling go with the Western?
No, that was in a different section.
Yeah.
Oh, there were sections. Okay.
Yes, because it's a quail ballpark or whatever. And
I guess that's another weird thing is like the sectioning off was very distinct, but I think it was maybe we were walking backwards when the way of the flow is, but like I didn't really notice, and they were big. Like one looked like you said, like Wrigley Field. I didn't notice that till about halfway through.
You're like, oh, that's good use of money, I guess. Yeah, I mean, marketing for different distributors.
No, I get that. I just never noticed it because it seemed like a weird layout. Like everything was pointing in a different direction. So if you walked from the wrong angle, which I said we could have been walking backwards than what they had in thought. Like everybody's going to walk this way and go in an orderly fashion, left to right.
Agree with that. Water was hard to find, I guess.
Yeah, it took us a while to find it.
We also didn't come in the front door. We came in the vendor side or whatever.
Yeah, the vendor side.
But there's usually a pallet over there too. Like usually, like you walk in and there's pallets everywhere. And I just saw the one. But to kind of throw that off, they did say this year, and I think I told you before, like they normally don't allow you to bring an empty water bottle in. And this year they said you could.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, maybe. But I didn't see any fill stations. All I saw was the hand pumps for the restroom. So I don't know what you're filling those things at.
It was kind of hot. But they can't control that. That's not their fault.
Fucking weather.
You have that on your list?
Rob.
That it was hot? No, my on my list was how many times did Chris put suntan or...
Oh, my God. 3. I still burnt my neck. My neck still got burned.
How many times did Chris apply sunblock?
Seemed like he was just constantly applying
Constantly.
it.
Yeah, I sat in my pocket. I got a little Ziploc bag, and I squeezed it into it, and I just every once in a while reached my hand into it, and then just wiped my body down with it.
That sounds disgusting.
Kept the suntan lotion warm. Felt nice.
Do you think there was a lack of beer, like good beer or like limited beer? It seemed like people brought like very limited stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of did feel that way.
And I just wonder if is this event even going to happen? How much do we plan for this?
Well, I mean, maybe it's because everybody just were not 100% sure if it was going to happen again.
That's what I mean. They're like kind of hedging their bets and like, we'll bring a stout, but we're not going to bring like big bad stout that we're just doing for this and 3 kegs of it.
Right. Yeah, probably a little bit of that.
But do you think there was anything that stood out?
I was mad that there was no Pubble Vita because they were
Yeah,
there.
that was very surprising. Like that was one of the first
we were
places
closer
we
to
looked
them.
for.
We were closer to them technically at this point. We were closer to Pueblo Vita, and they weren't there.
Was there anybody else you noticed that wasn't there that stood out to you?
No, I mean, I think all the hitters kind of were there. Tombstone was there, and Ren, Dark Sky, Grand Canyon, Thorne. We should go into the good stuff too. There's lots of good stuff.
Are we done with the bad stuff? The only other thing I guess, and it always happens every year, I didn't realize till about halfway through the tickets that on the backside it said,
the
one ticket, 2 ounces, 2 tickets, 4 ounces.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody followed it.
Nah, I don't think so either.
I heard people asking, but nobody was asking for 2 tickets.
No, everybody's like, you want a half or do you want 1 or 2 ounce?
Yeah.
and that's all I ever heard. And then they like put a ticket in there sometimes.
And then I wonder how many people use that little free stamp as a ticket.
I mean, at least one person did.
Yeah. We can confirm at least one person did that.
At least one person at this table did.
I guess the only other thing is, do you think it was too spread out? There's plenty of room.
There was lots of room.
But if you wanted to use all 30 of your tickets, you had to have a pace.
You were some hiking.
You had to.
Well, that's the thing is like in the past when we did because we always do, we get in like the extra hour with the VIP. We take the extra hour to kind of like walk around, shake some hands, see where people are at, get some of the things that we know are going to be hard to get to later on when the festival gets a little busy. We were having to hustle that first hour because we were everywhere. I think it was more that the good places were spread out from each other, which I think in the past we talked about, like when they put like 3 places right next to each other are really good, it becomes a problem. And so they kind of spread people out that way, which was nice. So it was one of those, we kind of wanted that in the past, and then they did it, and now we're bitching about it.
You didn't do it soon enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
change their minds.
The one year we went there, and there was a giant line for Ren, and right next door was Tombstone, and Tombstone makes fucking delicious beer. And there was like 2 people in line, and I was just like, well, I mean, I love Ren, but fuck that. I'm gonna go over here, and I walked next door, and I was like, I'm drinking fucking bunch of Tombstone. It was great.
I'm new to the whole Strong Beer Fest, but I felt this thing being spread out wasn't a bad thing.
You like that? You like being?
Well, I don't like crowds.
Well, so. Yeah, and we talked to Rob about it, and Rob, that's what he said, is like, listen, I don't want to go to a beer fest and be like nuts to butts. Like, it's just I want to be able to walk around, I want to be able to move and feel like I'm not like having to like weed through a crowd. And I think that's one thing that was good, is that there wasn't any bottlenecks in a lot of places. I didn't feel like I had to like weave through somebody or get across something or go around something to get to a place. So
like, could it be smaller? Sure. Yeah.
Right. Way smaller.
Yeah, but do you want it to be? You don't want it to be smaller, but do you want it?
I mean,
a better flow, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rinse this glass out. I'm just gonna pour this stout right into this.
How dare you?
glass.
Well, we know. Well, do we want to go into our favorite parts or take an early break and we can put some interviews in this spot?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a little break, put some interviews in, then we'll come back.
I'll chug my beer.
We'll talk about the good.
The good.
Oh man.
The bad and the surprising.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We'll be back. And we're here at 8-Bit Aleworks with Mrs. 8-Bit. Introduce yourself, please.
What's up, everyone? I am Christina, also regularly known as Mrs. 8-Bit.
Now, is Ryan Mr. 8-Bit or is he just Ryan?
I have yet to hear anybody actually call him that. I think he's just Ryan. I'm the only cool one with a nickname.
Our main questions today are, how far did you drive to get here, and what do you think of the location?
Well, let's see. It was how many miles for us? Like
a whole lot of bunch. A whole lot of bunch. I think it was somewhere between 300 and 400 miles. We passed through New Mexico and parts of Texas.
It is. The Four Corners was cool to see, though. Yeah, it was a bit of a drive. We're from the West Valley, so complete opposite side of Phoenix. So yeah, it's a good time. I don't think I've ever been this far east.
Out up in the East Valley.
So this is way too east for East Valley people. What do you?
What do we normally hear from East Valley people? Excuse me, this is way too far.
So now you get to do it.
That's right. That's not normally a privilege I have.
So what do you think of the turnout so far?
Honestly, I think that, it does seem a little bit slower, but it's been really nice. Everybody's been wonderful so far. It's been really chill, which I enjoy. Obviously, being a geeky brewery, I prefer my low-key environment. And the grass is beautiful, and the weather is thankfully not terrible. So
So, Chris, we know banana beers are terrible, right?
No, banana beers were delicious that they made from 8-Bit. That was the best.
8-bit banana beers. Why is there no banana beer, Ryan?
Because I ran out of bananas. Blame the supply chain issues.
Well, you didn't use bananas. You used yeast, right?
Yeah, we used a yeast strain and stressed the bejesus out of it. But let's go ahead and say the yeast is on strike. Workforce issues. The yeast, plain and simple. They can't pay it enough to come in and work hard.
They saw the barrels, thought Donkey Kong was coming, got frightened, and ran away.
It was a Donkey Kong issue. Donkey Kong is disrupting the supply chain.
When in doubt,
You blame Donkey Kong for everything. We need to talk about these, you guys hanging up here. So, the tins.
Tell us about what are they? Tin tackers? Is that the official town?
I'm really excited. They're our newest piece of merch, and we're really pumped about how they look. So we obviously have a pretty heavy theming going on at the brewery, and our flagship cans are super, super cool. They're done up to look like the characters that the beer is referencing, and so the tin tackers are the can characters in a really cool tin art style that you can hang up in your bar at home or wherever, and I love them so much.
Your man cave or your garage, like I do.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the Black Mage is my favorite.
Yeah, Black Mage and Zymer are the most popular ones. I love the bright colors on those two, but I am an Ezio fangirl, so I'm going to go with Assassin's Creed.
So officially it's Ezio, right? It's not Connor. It's not... The look I got...
I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore.
I also love the Assassin's Creed one. That's also my favorite of all of them. I love that. That's
First
awesome.
of all, do you not see the double hidden blades?
Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah, they're hidden. How can I see them?
Just from you, though.
Okay, final question. Have you guys had a chance to walk the festival, or are you kind of maintaining and surviving out here?
We have not had a chance yet. We're actually just about to, so hopefully in the next few minutes.
Ryan wants to plug something. Oh, anniversary time.
Yes, we definitely want to plug the anniversary. We had to miss our past two, which sucks. This is our 7-year anniversary, and we always theme them off Final Fantasy, which means Final Fantasy VII anniversary. We are taking over the entire parking lot in our complex. It's going to be 4 to midnight, and we are going ham on the video game references. We have built out Wall Market with food trucks and little vendor stands. We're working on North Coral Town, which is going to be a shandy town. So I'm going to have all the Mountain Dew shandies in that area. Golden Saucer with games like Giant Shuffleboard and Cornhole. I figured out how to make Giant Shuffleboard, and it's a blast. We have the Chocobo Ranch, where you're going to get to randomly pick your Chocobo. There will be one golden Chocobo, and you'll win a cool prize if you find him in there. Working on a couple of different bands to show up and do their Final Fantasy stuff. And we were just talking with the guys from Earn Your Booze to come and break our fancy display. To come and set up a little gym area to mimic that part of 7 as well. Oh, and Roving Cosplayers. We have Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, and Jesse confirmed.
So you have to go big on Final Fantasy VII anniversary, right?
It is going to be epic. As far as the cosplayers, I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Christy at Nerdet Couture. She is the main cosplayer that I've been working with, and we're really excited to have her. So if you guys are interested in like really cool cosplay, check her out for sure. But it is going to be the best event we've ever done. I am so excited. I can't wait.
Well, we know what we'll be for 8-Bit 7 anniversary, right?
Yes, I'm in. All that. I'm in.
Well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the festival, and thanks for always talking to us. And we'll see you for your 7th anniversary.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, we did the proper thing. We got in line, and then we got scolded for being in line. We're here with Super Brewer.
You're too big. You know, you guys are the guys.
I guess the first question is, how does it feel to be doing beer things this late in the day?
I love it. You know, I'm a beer guy.
Yeah, but you're usually done by like 7 a.m.
Just because I brew starting at 3 in the morning doesn't mean I don't love beer all day. I love beer. I'm here for beer.
So, Chris, do you know who we're talking to?
Sean. From Goldwater. Yeah. What, do I need to give you more?
No. So we want to know it all.
I don't know your last name.
Sean Turner,
Social security number.
yeah, 544, which means by that I'm from Portland, Oregon. 67. No.
He's like, Jesus Christ.
So our main question for everybody today is, what do you think of the location and the turnout?
Well, being that I drove here from Buckeye, I couldn't find it. I love it. Actually, it's pretty rad because we're all out here, so I don't hate it. I just think we all need to get used to being here. Initially, of course, I'm like, what the fuck? This took me literally an hour and a half to get here, and which is fine. But I get why we're here, you know? And it's cool. Everybody's in one spot. The entirety of the beer industry, for the most part, is here. There's a handful of people I'm missing, but it's pretty cool.
Have you had a chance to walk around the festival yet?
Yes, I have.
What's been the standouts for you?
That's tough. Actually, the cherry sour. I know you weren't expecting to hear this. The cherry sour from Fate Brewing knocked me back. It was very delicious. I went to go to Ren, and there was a massive line right next to them. Was Fate. I was like, fuck it, let me give it a shot, and blown away. That cherry sour is very good. Of course, Ren is great. The Czech style lager, you can't deny. Tons of good beer here. That it's cool. Like, everybody's always said that Hensley has their own world here and their own like section, and the fact that they literally caged it off and put like Hensley Village, I love that. I like that. And Quail Land over here too. I like that they're like letting us know, like, look, this distributor does all of these, and it just made it cool.
Do you like Ed's not real beard that he's brewing so far? Like,
I feel inadequate in this beard conversation.
Yeah, let me tell you about method de traditional. No one's doing it. No.
Like, really, what I want to say is, what I want to say is this banana beer we have, this banana stout, is phenomenal. So thank you for this. This is really good. Jordan told us to try it, and he wasn't wrong. It's fucking delicious. He hopes to aspire to drink this or to this banana level one day. It's good.
Look, if anyone's keeping to the spirit of strong beer, it's Dark Sky. Dark Sky, the smallest beer they have is like a 10%er or something, and everything's good. Everything's good they make. So, yeah, no, it's cool. There's a lot of love over here. You're getting a lot of love from Goldwater.
So I guess the main question is there fear brewing a banana beer?
I mean, it didn't start as a banana beer. We still have this beer in barrels, and Nate was like, let's take a barrel, let's mess with one barrel. So there's only one barrel's worth of the banana beer. There's no fear because of that. I have 3 other barrels. But now that this is done so well, I'm like, do we just take the 3 other barrels and turn them into banana? That's a lot of banana. Because there's a lot for that one barrel. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for taking time to stop pouring and talk to us, because your line has gotten pretty big since we started talking. So we'll let you get to work. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we got to make this good and quick because Matt doesn't put up with our bullshit. We're here at the BRI Double Tent with Matt Trethewey. The main.
Hold on. I've been watching a lot of This Old House. It's called Trethewey.
No, that's his name. My name's Trethewey.
Damn it.
So the two main question is for Strong Beer Fest this year. What do you think of the location, and what do you think of the turnout?
Turnout looks good. There's a lot of people out there having a lot of fun, and I love the location because I live 5 minutes away. So this is pretty convenient for me, man. This is a great facility. I don't know that it's the best spot for everyone in the state or everyone in the valley because it is a far drive. But man, it's worth it when you get here. This is dope out here.
So what do you think is the future for this? Is it going to stand, or do you think they're going to do a West Valley, East Valley, or is this going to be the main from going forward?
Well, I only see one strong beer festival happening every year. I don't see two. I don't see them splitting it. This is a singular event for sure, and this is a great venue. So I think that we're just really gonna have to look at ticket sales and then feedback and see like how the customer, how the festival goer perceived it. Right, from a brewer standpoint, I'm in Mesa. This festival is in Mesa. This is fucking rad.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're old school, original Mesa. Yeah. You're going into downtown. You've been in Mesa since day one. How does this make you feel that this festival has come to Mesa?
So this is my town, and we're right in my backyard right now. So that's fantastic. And like I said, this is like right around the corner from my house, so it's super convenient. And again, like having my city represented for the biggest festival in the state. And incidentally, Strong Beer Festival started in Mesa. You know, when it used to be over at Mesa Amphitheater, right? So like when it got big and it started growing, like it was already in Mesa. So we just came back home. That's it.
I remember being in Mesa Amphitheater for Strong Beer Fest, and they would give you glass tasters instead of plastic ones, and then we'd drop them on the concrete steps, and the whole crowd would be like, "Oh!" It was the funniest shit ever, and I love that. But I like how it's grown. I guess it's a lot bigger now. So.
Like this footprint looks huge. Like I don't know if you guys will like scope the whole area, but it looks huge, and like nothing's congested. The lines are moving. I think we've got a great turnout, but I have no idea what ticket count is. So, but it looks good. It looks full. Yeah.
So I guess we've heard a few people mention that. Do you guys get notified of like numbers for these festivals?
We'll find out afterwards for sure. This is so intimidating right now, and he's videotaping. Like this is, like things are getting weird right now. Can you? No, man. We'll know afterwards for sure. We'll definitely know afterwards. Right now, I'm sure I could probably text Rob or Andrew and be like, "Hey, what was the ticket count?" But I don't know off the top of my head. I know we've had a great line all day, and we've had some awesome beers that went out, and so that draws people. And sometimes you get in a little bubble when you're in these festivals, and you only see what's right in front of you. But it looks good to me so far.
Have you had a chance to walk around and get a full like scope of the layout?
So I did a quick lap when I first got here before everybody was going. I've branched out from my tent a little bit, just a couple times, but no, I'm not really a big fan of being out in the festival because especially later in the day, as you guys know, things start to devolve. So I don't really necessarily want to be in that or around that, but everything I've seen, the footprint looks great, the flow looks great, the way everything's set up looks great, and it looks to me, what I like is when I'm looking out there, I don't see crowded festival goers. I see people that have a lot of room around them and plenty of options to go here, there, or the other place, and that's just great for everybody.
So you're building a second location, you're running your main location, you're dedicated to the guild, it seems, because you're always at every event. Not even the guild, you're always at every event that involves beer. Why do you do it?
It's the only thing I know how to do, man. It's the only thing I'm good at. I'm unemployable. Like, no one will hire me. I don't want to work for anybody else. So what are you going to do? You start making beer and then you grow a brand. So what we're doing right now is everything that we're doing sticks to our core mission. We're staying passionate about what we do. The new location, the tap room downtown Mesa, is a passion project. We're fusing our beer that we make here in Mesa with old school arcade games, which one of my first jobs I ever had when I was a kid was at an arcade. I grew up in the arcade era as we were, coming through the 80s. So it's just something that's natural. It's a passion project. Maybe if I'm lucky, we might make a buck too. But really, it's just about doing something fun. It's a new way to sell my beer directly to a consumer in the glass. And then I'm going to be able to play Donkey Kong every day, and I'm stoked.
Well, thanks for chatting with us. It looks like you're building another line that you just tore through, so we'll let you get back to work.
Prick's on tap now, man. We just launched that shit yesterday, so it's hot. All right. Cheers.
Thanks, Matt.
We are here with Sarah Ricci from Oskar Blues Brewery. That's so weird to say at this point, but cool.
I think you mean Monster Energy.
Oh, Monster Energy drink.
Correction, it's Sarah Swenson. I got married 2 years ago.
Sorry. That is, oh my God. Where's your husband at? He's probably going to punch me.
We need an updated business card because I think the one we have still says Sarah Ricci.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's what I'll go with. That's what I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. I'm really bad with names, so it's fine. I remember that at all. So, what's our question said? What are we talking?
We picked the perfect time to come back to Oskar Blues because they just tapped. Sarah, what did we just tap?
We just tapped barrel-aged Death by Coconut.
That's what this is. You just poured me? Oh, I'm really excited now. I'm happy about it. Thanks, Sarah. That's so nice of you. Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, they people have been chomping at the bit for this since this fucking festival opened. So, Sarah, tell us what you've been doing with Oskar Blues, because Oskar Blues is doing a lot.
We are doing a lot. This is the 20th anniversary of Dale's Pale Ale being the original craft beer in a can. We are one of the old school craft breweries, and we are excited to launch Double Dale's in anniversary of that. So we launched a new double IPA. It's super crushable, even at 9%. And it's available all around the valley, as well as Western Mutant, which is a new Mutant series. The Mutant series replaces the Can of Bliss series. So if you like new, refreshing, updated IPAs, then check out the can with the jackalope on it.
So I don't know if you know this, but we have now become Hoppy Lager Boys. Tell us about your lawnmower beer, I think you referred to it as. Tell us about that lager.
Oskar's Lager. We launched it on draft in the Valley last summer, and hopefully we'll get cans to you soon. It's a 4.2% American light lager, and it's only 95 calories per can, and it's super crushable.
I think you just blew another. I think you just blew another thing there.
I think they're finally changing the tap handle. The line formed immediately.
The other special release.
But the main question of the day is, what do you think of the new layout or the new location, and what do you think of the turnout?
I think the new location rocks. I live in Gilbert, and it's about 30 minutes drive for me to downtown or here, so didn't matter to me. But the location is beautiful. The property is stunning. It's a gorgeous park. There's beautiful grass everywhere. There's ample parking, and it was easy to get here with the map. I had no issues, and they let me load in a lot easier than the downtown festival, so it went a lot smoother this year, so I'm thrilled to be here.
And what do you think about the turnout? Or are you expecting more or less?
The turnout, I think, is great, especially for taking 2 years off and for having a totally new location. I'm thrilled with the ticket sales that they reported were excellent. So I think give it a year or two and it'll be back up to what it was pre-COVID, pre-2020 numbers.
Have you got a chance to walk around the festival at all?
No, I really haven't. I've been in my booth. I love seeing the people come and ask questions about my beer, so I'm kind of one of those people that just loves to stay here and pour and answer the questions and meet the people that, want to tell me how much they love Oskar Blues, so that's the fun of it.
Listen, the people come to Sarah. Sarah doesn't go to the people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, why haven't you adapted the inflatable couch over here?
I looked for it on Amazon and I couldn't find it, or it was way too expensive. I can't remember, but I totally did try to find it. But, the prices of everything have gone up and the supplies. So it was probably either a month's to wait or it was $300 or something, because I paid $60 for it the last time.
What do you think about the wrestling ring that's right in front of your booth?
It is hilarious, entertaining, and amazing. I never expected it. It's not something you anticipate to see at a beer festival, but I'm glad it's here and it should be here to stay.
So you're kind of out and about in the valley nowadays. I see you posting from multiple places. If people want Oskar Blues, where should they go?
Well, I would check out our Oskar Blues Brewery website, and it has a beer finder, so you can put in which of our beers you're looking for and your location or your zip code, and it'll tell you where to find what you're looking for. But I love to support the independents, but also Total Wine has just about everything that we've got, and very quickly. So it depends on what part of town you're in, but Total Wine has just about everything. Bevmo, Sprouts, Fry's. We've got our beers in all the places.
Yeah, but this is a personal question for Ed. But if he wants to come visit you in public when you're pouring beer, where should he come visit when you're going to be out? You're going to be out anywhere pouring beer for him?
Oh, yeah. So Beer Week. This is Beer Week. So Tuesday night, I am in the Colorado Campfire Tap Takeover at Boulders on Broadway that starts at 6 p.m. And it's between me, Great Divide, and Left Hand and Ska Brewing. So we'll have a bunch of stuff on tap there. And then Thursday night, I am at Trevor's, where we have a Canarchy Tap Takeover with special kegs. We've got Oskar Blues, Cigar City Brewing stuff there at Trevor's. So that's where I am next week. And then Friday, I am sampling from 2 to 5 at Total Wine in Gilbert at the Santan Mall.
So we'll see you at Trevor's because Chris lives there. We're there. We just recorded there, and Chris has lunch there once a week. So
It's great. I love that place. I love it. It's great. It's great. They have great beer. They have lots of local beer. They have lots of national beer. I love all of it. It's great. They're good people.
So we'll have to talk to Aaron, and maybe we'll do another full setup, and we'll have Sarah on the show officially because we've never had you on the show officially. We always talk to you at beer festivals.
I will bring fresh cold cans and come in the studio and pour for you and entertain. I am happy to do it.
So we hear it. Sarah's one of our favorite people to talk to you, so thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm a big fan of the show, so thanks for having me on again. Love you guys.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, guys, we're here with David Arntz of the Shop Beer Company and Tony. I'm sorry, I didn't know your last name. Tony Lawrence of Boneyard Brew from beer. So, how you guys enjoying the festival? Well, Ed's first question that he's asking everybody is, how do you enjoy the festival so far, and what do you think of the location?
Well, I've been in Arizona about 13 years, so the location is great because the weather is great, and it's super crowded, and I love it.
Dave, what do you think?
Okay, so just to be real, right? So there was a lot of concerns about coming out east for this thing, moving it from Indian Steel, where I've been doing this for almost a decade, and that's kind of been a home base. And I was really apprehensive about this, but I tell you what, it's phenomenal. There's like views of the Superstition Mountains, we got green grass, we got like this epic facility. So, while I was maybe nervous to move because I like the way it's been, I'm really digging what's happening right now. And it seems to me like the people that are here are enjoying it too. So
yeah, I mean that seems like the consensus we got from everybody. Like, so far, the grass is great. Like having grass here, like that's a huge boon because usually it's a dirt. But we go to Indian Steel Park, it's a little bit of grass and it's like dirt by the end of the night. So, I enjoy that. It's great to be out here. So can't really beat it.
I just want to point out that everybody else got a beer before they came over to do this, and I'm fucking empty. So
no, sad. So sad, Ed.
we do know people.
I know somebody that might get you a beer. So earlier, Dave was telling us that Tony, your brewing like roots is actually in Arizona, is what you were saying, right?
Well, it's a little bit more to the story than that. I actually started at Deschutes in 1989 up in Oregon, and then Tim Gossick was one of my mentors, and he moved to Phoenix and started Rio Salado in the early 2000s, and he tapped me on the shoulder and invited me down to Arizona to work for him. So I left Deschutes, came down for about 3 or 4 years to Tempe and brewed at Rio Salado. Left 2005, went to Firestone for a while, and then I really don't think I've been back to Phoenix since.
So what's the motivation behind moving into Arizona beer?
Well, I know some of these topics can be taboo out there, but I recently partnered with Deschutes, where I started my brewing career in the community in which I live. So we have more capacity than we ever have, and I've got more tools in the box for emerging markets and stuff. So that's it. We're teamed up with Deschutes and Hensley, and we're going to bring our products into this market and see what we can do. I know it's not easy. A lot of breweries come into new markets and think they're cool. That's never easy. There's so many great beers everywhere you go nowadays. But nevertheless, I love it down here, like motorcycles, cactus, and beer. So I'll do me and do us, and hopefully good things happen.
So I guess the main question is, when are we getting a Shop Boneyard collab? Dave, do you have an exclusive for us?
No, well, so, I mean, that's awesome and funny that you put us on the spot. The thing of it is like, let me tell you a little story. So one of the greatest honors that the shop ever had when we were first starting out was to get invited to go pour at the Strong Ale Fest that Pizza Port puts on in Carlsbad. And we were kind of new at the shop. We were like I think we were maybe like 1 year in, maybe our second season. And we were just lucky to meet some really cool people, right? So we knew Chris Ketchum over at Stone. And we knew some of the Pizza Port crew, which has just been a mainstay for vacation travel or whatever. They're just cool people. So they invite us out, and they're like, dude, come pour a couple beers. So we have this big day. It's like there's all these cool people hanging out, and we're kind of intimidated to pour, but we're enjoying ourselves. And we're like, dude, we had this big work day. Let's go out to dinner. We walk down the street. We just walk in, whatever, down the street. And the waitress sits us next to Tony at his table. So we're at this little Carlsbad kind of like whatever restaurant. He's talking to the waitress, and we're talking to the waitress. Anyway, the waitress standing right between us. We loan over. We're like, dude, were you just at that fest right there? And he's like, yeah. I ordered the beef or whatever. Like, he's like super understated. Oh, we start bullshitting around a little bit. Next thing you know, he's like, yeah, so I'm a brewer too. And we're like, fuck, we're brewers. You're like, well, so, hey. So we're like, dude, well, so what's your label? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, Boneyard, man. Like, I'm Tony. I'm like, I went around, there was like this score sheet. I went around and rated my favorite beers. His freaking triple West Coast was my favorite of the whole festival. And I'm like, you're the fucking guy? You're gonna bump that out. You're the freaking guy?
No, this is a family-friendly podcast. We say fucking all the time.
I'm pretty sure they say that. Well, that's real.
You've been out of town. You've been on a show enough. You know.
The family's at home. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, so it was just kind of amazing that our favorite beer of the fest, by serendipity, is sitting right next to me as I order the beef and tip my waitress and whatever, the whole deal. So we sit there and start chatting, and he's talking about Real Salado, and I'm like, you're blowing my mind right now. Like how do you have these cool data points of like, you got some shit going in Oregon, you got some stuff happening in California, you got some roots in Arizona, and I'm like, this is an icon, dude. This is an absolute icon. So I had just like that moment in beer, and I really, really enjoyed it. And to see these guys come back to town just blows my mind. So I'm hyped that they're here. And it's rad beer, and if you haven't had it, go and have it. But I literally and I'm talking California brewers that were just kicking my ass. Tony's was my favorite. So that's a real story.
Well, thank you. I've been moving up and down the West Coast, and I think you're right, meaning that it's pretty heavy hitters at the Strong Ale Fest in Carlsbad. So just getting the invite and just getting pouring is one thing, but then to show up with some good product and be remembered for it all these years later certainly makes me smile. I was just in San Diego, just brewed the Virgin down there, and down here in Arizona now. I think we should do a freaking beer.
Yeah. No, you can say fuck it. It's fine. Yeah, no, there's no way. It's not even close to being family.
Family's over 21.
Yeah, family over 21 that can swear a lot. That's how it fucking works. Well, I mean, that being said,
We just need the Hoppy Craftsmen to come and document the whole damn thing.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a level up from our last
Level up from the last beer, man. We love making that beer with you. We want to make another one for sure. Like, there's doubt in our mind we want to do that shit again. That was a good time, so really enjoyed it.
There's no other place like we'd want to do another beer with in the shop. But then the last question, I guess, for Dave is, how the hell are you fitting all these tanks in your brewery? Like, they're being flown in, like you got cranes, like what's...
Yeah, dude. We see an Instagram photo and you're like, what the hell? Where's that going at? So it's crazy.
Okay, so one of our favorites vendor guys, mechanical guys, he's this old timer. Everyone knows him as Glide Carl. He's this world-class personality. But he's like an older guy, you know what I mean? And he's got all these funny catchphrases. And so he's like, you damn brewers, he's like a farm guy. He's working for dairies, And he's like, you goddamn brewers, you're always trying to fit 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. And I just laughed my ass off for 10 years because he's right about everything. It's like that old timer humor, And he's like 5 pounds of shit, or That's awesome. But that's actually a truism of us. We have absolutely exceeded what we ever thought was possible at our facility with our community of supporters. Like, we just consider ourselves unbelievably lucky, you know what I mean? And the fact that people keep supporting what we're doing, and we do weird and innovative stuff all the time. We take risks, and the downside of risk is like sometimes it doesn't work out, but sometimes it does. And when people show up and support us, man, I just feel it when I'm in a festival like where we are right now, and the resonance from other people to keep taking risks. It just makes my heart sing, and it's kept us alive. We've all experienced some challenging times, and it's because of your listeners, it's because of the people who listen to this message that that the whole industry of craft, the whole innovation of craft is staying alive. So keep doing what you're doing, keep supporting the local innovators, and if you do that, we have a wonderful life in front of us, you know what I mean? So it's a big thank you to everyone listening, and it's a big praise report to our team, because man, we're over the rainbow on a bunch of stuff. So thank you.
So we know the name of the next collab beer, right? 10 pounds of hop in a 5-pound bag.
I'm in for that. I love it. So
Whatever your people want, we'll make it happen.
Excellent. Well, so this is the start of the Arizona Beer Week, right? So what do you guys have going on that people can come find you going on for the next 10 days, right? 10 days. What do you have going on?
8 days at this point.
8 days.
Well, for me personally, I flew in hot just for this event to tap our Tap Boneyard brand and the kegs here at this event. I'm flying home Monday. I was in San Francisco for Beer Week last weekend, so I've been jumping around the West Coast a lot. So since we're not technically in the market, I actually had to ruffle a lot of feathers and pull a lot of strings to get our beer on tap just for this event today, because as I mentioned already, we don't launch the market for another 4 weeks. So my work is done here, and gonna have some beers with some friends, and that's it.
Dave, what do you guys got going on?
We got a new Neonic series happening every weekend right now for the next 4 weeks. We got Strawberry Shortcake on right now. We got our new Double Hazy Metaverse happening, which is one of the better doubles we've had in a while. And then my personal heart is Inflation, the launch of a new series. Today is hazelnut coffee, vanilla, and toasted coconut in a 12-month barrel of Buffalo Trace. So it's like if you liked Dream Crusher, this one's gonna knock your socks off. So it'll be in the tap room all week, and then we'll have this stuff for many months to come. So
awesome. And the more of a personal question: when is Business Ethics coming back to cans? Because I really want some.
As soon as possible. No, we just got our new Citra contracts delivered. So we are loading up on some fresh brews, and Business Ethics will be the first allocated release we do here probably in March.
Excellent. I'm super happy for that. I'm sure everyone else will be too, but I'm really happy for it. So thanks, man. Thanks for talking to us, guys. I appreciate it. And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the audio on those interviews, because we sounded like a bunch of drunk idiots yelling into a microphone at some points.
Well, we were.
Yeah, that's true too.
Also, we were outside.
Yeah.
And you can here. This is the thing. And people always are like, "Why do you guys wear headphones?"
So you can hear what the fuck's going on.
So you can actually hear how loud you're fucking talking to a microphone. That's the whole reason why you have them. Is because I can hear Ed. He's sitting across me at the table. I can hear him. I just can't hear how loud I'm being.
Yeah.
After
you're
beers.
loud.
You're already loud.
I know I am.
A couple of the good things that came out of the interviews, though, was what were you most excited? What was the most exciting news from the interview, Chris?
Ooh, that Thorne had a Michelada, and it was the best.
No,
Michelada.
we didn't do that interview.
Oh, sorry.
No interview. But
Come on, nerd.
Oh, damn. Sorry.
That's the nerdiest thing that could have happened that we got.
The nerdiest thing.
Yes.
8-bit. The guys at 8-bit Aleworks challenged us to a 8-bit Minecraft build-off for charity and beer.
Is Minecraft 8-bit or 16?
No, it's like 16 probably. No, they're going to do their Final Fantasy VII anniversary.
Which sounded really cool. We won't go into it because you heard most of it in the interview.
Yes, but hearing that, it's awesome.
Chris was super excited.
I'm very excited. Actually, I'm heading out there tomorrow for a birthday party, so I'm going to stop by and get some beer from them. That's what I usually do when I'm out there. I'm like, we're in the neighborhood. I get if I can grab some beer.
Are you going to buy all the tin tackers?
I kind of wanted to. So here's the thing, right? That's what, and I forgot to mention that in the other thing. And this is the thing that's always kind of bothered me about Strong Beer Fest. And this year they allowed, I saw people with clear bags and stuff, but in the past, you couldn't bring a bag in, and people had all this fucking swag. What the hell am I going to do with it? I'm just going to put it in my pockets? I'm not going to carry 5 tin tackers around me around the beer festival. But people, they should be like vintage, collectible fucking beer cans. I'm not going to pay $25 for a vintage beer can and hold it while I can get samples of other beer. I'm just going to pour it in this thing and drink out of this rusty can.
That's why you'd be a professional like me and buy it at the end.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's the problem, though, because at the end, I'm too drunk and I forget, and then I don't want to go buy that shit. Or I'll be like, where the fuck was that place at?
Oh, I guess. I guess that's the final last negative thing to mention. The Wi-Fi was terrible.
Yeah, the
It took us like 45 minutes to get chicken, and it had nothing to do with the actual cooking of the chicken.
No, that chicken, that was a good thing. That chicken was delicious.
Yeah, the chicken was amazing.
It was really, really good chicken. And they only had two things. Like, I was like kind of disappointed that they only had like a chicken cutlet or popcorn chicken. And then I got the popcorn chicken, and I was like, no, that was fucking totally worth it. They don't need any more. They don't need more stuff. Was it Herculean chicken?
Yeah, they responded to our post because you posted about it on Instagram.
Shout out to those guys. It was delicious.
Yeah, that chili powder was good too.
It was. I don't know if that was homemade blend or if that was some. It was actually whatever store bought, but it was good.
It's Herculean
blend.
blend.
That's their chili. All right. Wow. Somebody's paying attention.
Yeah, not us.
No, it wasn't us.
This is not a food podcast.
Yeah, listen, Terrence. I know you're new to this.
Apologies.
I guess, and your second favorite thing was your sour stout. Somebody poured you a sour stout.
Holy shit. Somebody did pour me a sour stout, and they actually told me about it beforehand, which was really good. So,
and then you immediately turned around and told me about it.
Yeah, because I was like, listen, I'm not the sick freak you think I am. It's not just me.
Did they offer it to you?
They did.
Without you asking.
I did not say.
Yeah, this was not preempted.
It wasn't like, hey, dude, give me that and this, and I'll make some. They were like, get this Oreo stout and then try it. Go ahead. And they want me to try it first. They want me to try it, and then we'll top you off with some strawberry sour. And I was like, I'm in. You said all the words I love. And it did disappoint. The Oreo stout was good. I could just drink that by itself.
I think I saw Ed gag a little bit.
He probably did. He probably puked in his mouth a little bit.
Maybe your reputation precedes you at this point.
It could have been. It could have been that they're like, this guy knows what's up. Or it could have been like handed him a business card earlier and be like, sour stouts are the shit.
Yeah.
It's my new podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to have the counter to the Hoppy Lager boys.
Yes.
It'd be the sour stout gentleman.
Yeah. That doesn't flow.
Yeah, we'll think about that.
I'll think about that one. Yeah.
What else? I mean, that was your day. You're done.
Dude,
I could go home now.
Cloud 9, that one. What else? I mean, well, listen, Terrence has a big.
I was just gonna say that. The highlight was having video.
That was nice. Terrence taking video for us. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Most welcome.
And I think Terrence said that he's gonna try to edit it and get it out this week sometime. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right. So now you've been dated. So
boom.
Thank you for putting a deadline on that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Get it done, you son of a bitch. No. I was gonna say
whoa.
we were talking to our good friend. What's it? Sarah, well, I forgot Sarah's last name already. That's all so bad. I remember her old last name, and she corrected us.
Yeah,
Swanson.
Yeah,
Swanson. She got married. That's right. So Sarah, we talked to Sarah for a while, and then Terrence wandered off without us, and then he came back with a giant smile on his face because what were you watching over there, Terrence?
Are you talking about the wrestling bit?
Yes.
That was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you came back, you had a huge grin on your face, and you're like, that was fucking amazing.
Well, I've never actually watched wrestling live ever.
Yeah.
So it was a whole.
Were you raised in a closet? Are you Harry Potter?
I mean, he put him under the stairs. Listen, he watched wrestling under the stairs.
I pretty much grew up overseas, so I didn't get a lot of American TV.
What are you talking about? Lucha Libre, Japanese wrestling, they're probably more popular than American wrestling.
Well, I had one channel in the Philippines, and
it was
called FEN.
The Federation of Entertainment Network?
I have no idea what it stands for.
There's probably wrestling down there late at night when you're sleeping. You're a small boy.
Could be.
Yeah, so I think there's actually going to be another wrestling match. This was like a number one contender match was held at Strong Beer Fest.
Was it a SummerSlam?
So
no, yeah, essentially.
It was so rigged. What were you talking about?
Real.
Oh,
God, don't ruin it, Chris.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to get upset here for a minute. Rigged. This guy. Come on. It's wrestling.
Yeah, so some of the events were cool. Like the flyover, I found out that was Saddle Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I knew they were doing a flyer. I didn't know it was
I saw the day. I think I saw the day after Saddle Mountain posting the pictures of the airplanes.
Okay.
So that flyover was Saddle Mountain.
That was really cool.
I was like, man, we're goddamn ballpark status now. We got fucking flyovers and shit. That's cool.
Well, there was an airport like a stone's throw away. So
yeah, well, I'm sure they also don't really want flyovers happening in Indian Steel Park, downtown Phoenix. It's probably
not.
That's probably not approved for flight. Drone. You can do a drone flyover down there. That'd be kind of cool.
So we're officially into the good stuff now. So
we are.
If you didn't know, even though I threw in the bad Wi-Fi thing in there. But you know me, I'm a negative person. I always got to bring it back to neutral.
Let's balance this out. We can't have too much nice things.
Yeah, I always got to bring it back to -1.
So I kind of met Ed recently, and he's negative at the beginning, but as soon as he has a couple beers, I really think he starts to
Not be negative.
Yeah.
Or be super negative, but in a funny way. So you don't care.
Listen, this isn't an intervention or fucking therapy. I know my issues.
Oh, hey, we're drinking new beers, by the way. God damn it, we did it again.
Yeah, what are you drinking, Chris?
I am drinking I poured it before the break, but the Beer Geek Breakfast Stout. It's delicious. Have you never had it? It's from
I haven't.
Mikkeller.
How dare you?
That's how you say it.
Yeah, but I thought they got canceled, right? Because they're a bunch of fucking assholes.
I mean, they probably are, but they still make decent beer. I mean, listen, the guy that brewed this beer probably isn't an asshole. Or maybe he is. I don't know. But
Yeah, it's just, well, it's the owners, right?
I feel like
Usually
the guy
in most cases.
I feel like the guy in Matrix where it's like ignorance is bliss, and I'm just fucking cutting my steak up right now.
I know this isn't steak, but I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
delicious.
I'm drinking Equilibrium Hop Layer. I don't like the label.
The layers of hops?
It looks like mold.
I think it looks like a peacock's
butthole.
Yeah, sure. Okay, there you go. Don't say
I can
wampus.
see it. I mean, it's a super close up of. I mean, it almost looks like weed. I mean, they're in the same family. Yeah, it's a little too close up for me, but it's good. I like it.
It's too close.
It's too close. You gotta zoom out.
Back up a little bit. My eyeballs are too good. Let's see the dank on that.
Help us ensure the cold chain. Purchase cold, trade cold, keep cold. Fuck off, trade cold. We're gonna send it in a freaking.
Listen, yeah, trade coal I think is a little much. That's a lot of ask. I'm not gonna put it.
Yeah, put it in dry ice and a freaking styrofoam cooler.
If there's one thing that the Postal Service will not notice is if I pack a bunch of beer in dry ice and send it in the mail. They won't tip them off at all that I'm mailing beer to people. I mean, yeah, probably not the best.
And I know I mentioned this on the negative part.
Whoa.
But I did.
Terrence didn't even mention his beer, man.
Hold on, time out. We'll cut it. I'll just cut what I just said. Go ahead.
Ed doesn't care about what I'm drinking.
Well, you wanted it in an ice cold glass, so you don't know what you don't care what you're drinking either.
I'm very new to this. Jeez. Pure Project, Lone Cypress. It's a murky double Indian. Oh, sorry. India.
Damn it, we're getting canceled.
Double Indian.
That's all right.
It's delicious. I like it. Anytime I purchase these beers, I go for the higher percentage.
Is that how you shop for the beers when we go there?
Kinda.
God, he's just at rookie mistake checklist. Just
Number 2.
everyone.
He goes, that label's cool, and this has a lot of ABV on it.
Hey,
that's all right.
there's a lot of people
Listen.
that purchase off labels, guys.
I 100% read a ton of books just by the book.
The only
cover.
thing that could be worse is he took that beer up to the counter and be like, "Oh, what's the IBUs on this?"
He doesn't even know that reference. You're making fun of him. He doesn't even know it.
I
That's
know.
the point.
He doesn't know that one. Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to start
How
somewhere.
many IBUs are in this wheat ale, Chris?
Oh, God. Like 400. Probably too many. No. It's good. I mean, listen, it doesn't matter. If you find beer you like that way, then good. Good for you. That's the way you should do it. Stick with that.
It works because
you.
people wouldn't invest so much in packaging. I mean, hiring artists and who was it? Oh,
They're flashy for a reason.
who was it tried to milk artists? Somebody just posted something about, hey, we're doing a contest. Send us your label designs and we'll steal them.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
It's almost like a clickbait sometimes when it's bad, though.
Yeah, there's some labels that are not. But listen, but you learn, because here's the thing. You wouldn't take a chance on that beer if it wasn't that way. So you took a chance, tried a beer, realized you didn't like that beer, and hopefully what you did was you looked at it and was like, why don't I like it? And then you figure out, you're like, oh, because it was a fucking lager, and I don't like lagers. That's stupid. Why would I buy this fucking can and throw it away? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like you figure out why you didn't like that beer afterwards.
I blame the label.
Yeah, well, you know.
Return to the label.
Yeah. What else we got? Sorry.
Are we moving officially into the positive?
Yeah. I thought we were already there.
Oh. Well, I threw in the negative in there.
I mean, that's just you.
We'll
Nobody ever expects it. Nobody's expecting
we'll balance it out because I did say like the area markers were kind of weirdly laid out. I did like them though, like the Wrigley Field one,
Yeah.
the Hensley one. I mean, they had everybody kind of grouped with their distributor, which kind of helped people. I think like all the local independents were in the center, kind of free roaming, and then all the other people were like caged in, like the animals they are.
The animals they were. maybe this is the bonus. Were you selling good stuff? I got some for the bonus.
Yeah, I was hedging it. I was easing it into it. I didn't like it at first, but I did like the fact that they did it.
No, I got you. I'm just saying, are we still in the good stuff? Or
we're all good.
Are we going into the plus?
No, we're not.
Stuff?
No, we got some good things to go through.
What else you got?
It was good to see people and be out in a festival.
That was the best. That was the best thing ever to see all these people. I feel like I haven't seen in like 5 years.
Yeah, there was
Just
some
so
people
weird.
we hadn't seen in a long time.
It's just crazy to think that. But they were there. It was so nice to catch up with people, talk to people, make plans with people. We have so many things in the works right now. It's
Got so many business cards.
I got lots of business
When
cards.
I got home, I was like, sticker, business card, sticker, business card, sticker, business card.
Robot arm was fucking rad as hell.
That was neat. There was 2 of them. Did you know that?
Yeah, they were telling us about it. So the 2 guys so we got their card. We actually planned something with them and talked to them. But like, you basically put your glass onto a robot arm, pushed a button, and then it would actually give it to the server. He would pour it and then put it back on it and send it back to you. We had
Social distancing.
It was really cool. And they have a whole. And I don't want to get too much into it, but like I have so many different ideas of like what they could do with that. And he said that they are really trying to innovate that back end as well. So
Can we get it to hold the microphone?
yeah, should we just can we get it to actually edit our episodes?
Oh, that would be awesome.
That'd be nice. Cool. That was nice. I like that. What else? What else you got?
There was a good selection of food, even though we only had the chicken.
There was.
There's a barbecue place. There was.
I'll be negative. There's no island noodles, and I'm still mad there's no island noodles. But that's what hasn't happened in 5 years, so it's gone. I think at this point, I think they're dead. There was that. What was that pizza place? You guys had the pizza rolls. That you and Terrence are both like, that place is fucking.
Was it
delicious.
Florentino's? That's what it was.
Yep.
That place smelled amazing. We walked because it was right next to the chicken place, and we walked and we're like, it smells good, but we were already committed to the chicken at that point.
I was committed to the chicken. You guys could have got pizza rolls, but you're glad you got chicken.
Oh, I have plenty. I have had plenty of their rolls.
Well, I have too. I just
Delicious.
chicken. Taiwanese chicken. I've been. You had me at Taiwanese chicken.
This was the fastest we ever got passes.
We got passes crazy fast. It was super easy. Wait,
We weren't calling Rob. We weren't.
Parking was great. The guy was like, "It's over there. You park wherever you want." And we're like, "Thanks, man." Didn't show him anything. It was like, we got right in. It was nice. And then we walked through a gate. Which a bunch of people. Nobody stopped us or checked anything. Got our passes, and we were at the festival. It was super fast. It was like the best thing ever.
Super fancy passes too.
We had very super fancy. I think all of them were, right? Were General Mission that same fancy, or were they not?
I don't know. They were just tickets.
Just
I think.
tickets? Okay. Well, then we were really fancy.
But all the passes, like the Brewers Pass, the Guild Pass, the vendor pass, like those were all laminated and had like a schedule on the back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Those are super cool.
I dug it. Terrence, did you like it? Did you like that you got a super fancy badge
Hey,
for
I
your
was
first time
walking-
ever going to a Strong Beer Fest?
I was walking around with a badge on my chest and just grabbing beers back and forth. What's not to like?
I mean, nothing.
It was a little weird because they weren't media passes; they were guild passes, and people knew that. And they're like, "Who do you work for?" I was
People
like,
were like, "What do you do in the guild?" And we're like,
thought it was like Austin Powers. Who do you work for?
yeah, we're like, we're PR, I guess. I don't know.
We're idiots with microphones.
Yeah, they make us record things.
Some did go all out though. Like the Grand Canyon had like quarter of an acre for their tent set up because they had spirits and
They had a double-sided booth. It was
Yeah.
crazy. So that kind of leads me into my bonus question here. Who was best dressed?
oh, are you saying between Alex?
So Alex and then Dave Arntz from the shop in his Hawaiian red, half-faded.
Yeah, so Alex
Was that a
from
onesie?
No,
it
it
was
looked
a
like a
matching.
onesie. It looked like a onesie, but it was a button up and then some shorts. Yeah, it was some red Hawaiian crazy stuff, and then
well, you had those people dressed like the in Lederhosen. They're dressed like they were at Oktoberfest.
oh, I didn't see. Were they the people there, or were they actually?
Yeah, a group of people.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I was paying those people.
I think
paying attention to real
I think
people.
I have to give it to Alex because Dave's shorts were just way too faded.
I think Terrence asked him about it.
I did. I remember that because I was like, have you worn the shorts a lot more than the actual shirt?
What did he say?
It's the chlorine in the pool, man.
He said he always goes shirtless.
I mean, that would make sense. I could see.
The shop had a cool layout. Like
They had
they had a DJ.
had a
They had the
DJ.
robot. They had a canopy with with tables and
They had
shade.
inflatable
Yeah, they had like pool toys.
unicorns and pool toys and stuff, like sock 'em, bop 'em robots or whatever that shit is
The
called.
DJ was cool.
It was nice. I like the shade. The shade was great. I love that there was a lot of shade this year. There was like shade everywhere.
Yeah, each little region had like a tented table set up that you could hang out in. And the nice thing about the shop having a DJ, it wasn't like blaringly loud. Like you could
It
actually
wasn't
be next to the DJ and still kind of enjoy it and have a conversation.
So it wasn't like the Four Peaks party bus they had that one year where it was just slam DJ going, like you could just hear it across the whole downtown Phoenix area.
Well, that whole
They got a little lighter. You notice that like the Four Peaks has gotten a little. They had a food truck though. They had their own food truck, which is kind of
yeah,
cool.
I saw that before I even saw their tent. I don't even think I saw their
You're
tent
like,
the
"Ooh,
whole time.
Four Peaks food, delicious.
Oh yeah, because I pointed out, I was like, "Hey, Chris, think they have your sandwich?"
They also had fucking. What would it have on the double pumpkin porter or whatever it was?
Yeah, they still had the double pumpkin
It
porter.
was like that came out in October. It's a little late in the year for that at this
Yeah.
point. It's a little. I mean, it's a porter, but still, no.
So when you're out of season, you don't drink the pumpkin porter?
We don't drink the pumpkin porter ever unless
Yeah,
we do it for a show.
We did it for a show this year. We used to like in the past when it was really good, and not in a long time hasn't been good. We gave it another shot this year to see, and it wasn't.
Nope, not any better.
No, not at all.
Who else had a cool setup? 8-Bit always does because they had their little shop and their theme's cool.
We walked up to somebody's like, "Do you guys have any swag?" And I was like we're standing next to a giant tent full of it. I was just like, here. I guess sort of negative. There was no inflatable couch at 12 West and/or Sarah's new booth. She was really sad about
12
that.
West was weird because
Yeah.
it was just a small booth. She couldn't afford one, she said. Or no, she couldn't find one. She couldn't afford one.
Yeah, she couldn't find one that was like priced reasonably.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
sure
she
they're
said.
super expensive right now.
Yeah.
No inflatable couch. No. Were we missing anything that we noticed?
Richter Aleworks. I didn't see them.
I didn't see them either.
Oh damn. Yeah, I didn't see Richter at all.
No. Maybe that was way too far. That's way West
I mean,
Valley.
8-Bit came. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, 8-Bit was there. Dark Sky was there.
Yeah, I mean they drove.
That was far for them.
Did you guys like how Dark Sky was making people do push-ups for swag?
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, because people immediately wanted it, and it was one of the longest. Well, I guess that's the thing. That was a good thing too. There wasn't an excessively long line the whole day
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
between Rent House, Dark Sky.
is that because the festival wasn't as busy as it normally is, or is it because of just having it spread out?
So yeah, I guess we'll go into the super fun stuff.
The
I guess
what
at
ifs.
the end, like the standout stuff.
Yeah.
But what do you think the numbers were? Because we asked people in the interviews what they thought. A lot of people thought the turnout was good.
I think
Some thought it was better than they expected. What did you think?
I think it was better than I expected, for sure. I mean, I don't think it was anywhere like close to what last Strong Beer Fest was downtown. But I also think because there's just a lot of people that are like in the area, I think, and we're like, oh, I'm gonna go. I'd love to know what the ticket sales day of versus pre-sales are downtown versus what this was. Because I guarantee there's not people just like hanging around Santan Valley or wherever out there. We would still be like, oh, it's a beer fest. I'm gonna head over there real quick. Like, you know, these are people that like preemptively knew they were gonna go there, bought tickets, and they planned the day for it.
Made plans.
Right. It's not. You're not just getting people that are randomly on the light rail and be like, "Where are you guys headed? Why is there 15 people on my cart? What are you guys doing? Oh, a beer fest? That sounds fun. I got nothing going on." You know, they go or whatever. I don't think you got as much of that with this, which is fine because it also leads to people that go there just to get hammered and not actually enjoy a festival like a grown up. You know.
It seems like everybody was there for VIP. The VIP was all there
Yeah.
at once. It didn't look like a pain to get in, but it seemed more full for VIP than it ever has in the beginning. And there wasn't that mass cattle drive when
General Mission
started.
Yeah, it never felt like a giant rush ever to get into that stuff.
Could be because it was spaced out, like you guys mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it could have also been that they normally have ticket booths and stuff. Like when you go to the fields, they actually have like a will call and ticket people that take tickets and stuff and security. And we had a little bit of like more of a setup, like you do at normal Strong Beer Fest. You have tents and people are flying through lines and they have security and stuff. So it's kind of similar. So it wasn't like that streamlined at all. It did feel like it was going faster. I think they were being a little less stringent on things.
Well, and they had that pre-pickup. This is the first time they've done that.
Right.
I think they had a couple places where you could go and get your tickets the night before. So that probably helped.
Yeah, overall, man. I don't know. Terrence, I mean, here's the real question. Terrence, as a first-time participant in a Strong Beer Fest, did you enjoy it? Would you go back to this beer festival again next year if you had to pay for the tickets?
Listen, I had Guild Pass,
Yeah.
so it was awesome.
Right.
Because I'm going to this thing. I got a ride, and I didn't have to worry about getting there and back. So yeah, I had a good time, and meeting all these people that you guys know and seeing the interactions that you guys had. I thought that was awesome. So maybe I loved it because I was with you guys, but I think I would still go even without you. But I don't know if I would do it without a VIP pass.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we did get scolded though that one time. We got in line because we wanted to interview somebody, and they told us to come to the front.
Oh yeah, I would.
So there are some perks
There are
that
perks,
you
too.
wouldn't get if you were general admission.
Very true. You don't get that. But, I mean, the people are still nice. There's still really good beers. There's lots of good food. There's entertainment at this point. You're going to see some wrestling, which is awesome.
Being
Yeah.
able to try all those beers, that was a pretty good perk as well.
Well, and that's why that's why I always talk to people about that. Like, listen, yes, you're going to pay the price for whatever your admission is to the beer fest. But if you want to go to a store and try that many different beers, you're going to pay way more than that. You're just not going to ever do it. So that's the one thing about going to a beer festival. You can go there, pay a decent amount, try a bunch of different kinds of beers, and if you don't like it, throw it in the trash. Go get another one.
Or dump it out in the grass,
Dump it in the grass.
like we did with one.
Trash or grass?
Oh, I'll say this: the one of the biggest things we've always had in the past is the urinals. I had no problem. It was like
Oh, yeah.
in
Plenty
and
of
out
those.
multiple times. So
Yeah, there seemed to be plenty of them, and there was no weird line forming that people got in fights over.
yeah, it was weird. None
Have
of
you
that
guys
stuff.
witnessed that before?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
People fighting to get into the bathroom.
I would figure they'd piss their pants fighting.
When somebody punched them, they'd get pee their pants. No, yeah, it's
I'm glad I didn't have.
none of that. So
Okay, so now to the wild and wonderful standout stuff. Do you
Okay.
have anything that was like super, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, or this is the best thing I've ever seen?
that Thorne Michelada was really good.
That
And
was good.
I was super surprised by that because I do not like lagers or micheladas in general. But that was really good. It was actually, I mean, I don't think I've had a ton of Thorne beers, but it was super surprising.
I can drink that for breakfast anytime.
Yeah, I was like, we'd take this camping with us for sure. It's be a camping beer. I mean, I love BRI had really good stouts, and I love that. Gave me shit when I gave him a compliment. I was like, thanks, I guess. Damn it, they bring good stuff. Excited for the. I wish they would have had a little sample of the arcade at BRI.
What, like a picture?
No, man, look, actually an arcade machine or something.
They did. Listen, they did that on Main Street. I'm sure that was a nightmare. So
Yeah,
hauling arcade
yeah,
machines
that's
all the way out there.
No, I was there. I was at the Bob's Burgers pop up or whatever they had next door. I was like, this is cool. I'm excited. At root beer tapper. Play that for hours.
So that's it. Just getting yelled at by Matt, and
Yeah, getting a little bit Matt, which I guess isn't too standout. It's normal.
yeah, that's normal for
That's
Beer
normal.
Fest.
That's normal Matt stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Your sour stout.
sour stout.
Oh, that would have been number one for you.
That's 100% number one. I mean, I think we already said that. I don't think we need even go back to it, but I guess we can rehash if you wanted. It was delicious. It was an
I'll give
Oreo
you-
stout.
I'll give you your moment of glory.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's good.
Does anybody else do that? Whoever's listening, just go ahead and let us know.
The sour
No,
stout.
no. Here's the thing, though. Chris takes a great beer and a great beer and puts them together and be like, "This is amazing."
This is an even better beer. That's how that works, right? Two
Yeah.
good things make it great.
Then why don't they just can that?
So people, they do make sour stouts. There are sour stouts that people make. It's just not a very popular style. And I'm sure it's hard to brew. I mean, maybe. Yeah, we'll ask somebody about it. Maybe.
That's somebody who does sour stouts.
Yeah, we'll ask him about it, and we'll see how hard it is. If John Raleigh's listening to this episode, which I'm probably sure he is, John, is it really hard or not? Is it hard to make a sour stout? And when we come out there, can we make a sour stout with you guys? Is that okay? Because we will. I mean, I will. I don't know these guys.
I think my biggest standout thing was the amount of people that recognized us and were like happy to see us.
Well, recognized, yes. Happy to see us. That's even more surprising.
Yeah.
We were like, what?
I mean, like Dave at the shop and those guys were excited to see us. Sarah was super excited to see us.
I witnessed all of this. It was amazing.
It was really weird. I mean, I guess weird in a good way. It was nice. It was reassuring that,
I was like, these guys are that popular? Wow, I'm going to hang out with them more.
it was nice that people were just like, it just reassures me that, like, the friendships we've made across doing this podcast haven't been just superficial because people want to be advertising stuff. It's also because we like each other. We like having conversations with each other, and we're decent human beings, I guess.
And we left early. I mean, do you think this was a typical zombie walk? I think that was a nice thing. It didn't seem people were as drunk as there have been in the past.
Right. There wasn't a budget. Like I said, I think the people actually planned for it. I think that people are like, yeah, I'm not going to get. It's really far away, and I don't want to fucking Schmamber that far away.
I wonder if how much that factored into it.
I liked the old Ellsworth after party. That was fun.
Yeah, that was great. The food was great. That place was really good food.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Like I said, we left early, and it was still a pain in the ass getting out of there.
Well, we left early, but we didn't leave that. We left. We saw Rob when we were leaving, and he was like, "I'm going to call last call in like 10 minutes or whatever it was." And like we were walking out as that was happening. Well, we were, and then you were right behind us because you got hung up somewhere.
I bought merch, and it took them like 45 minutes. No, they didn't even. They couldn't even process my card. They wrote it down so they could process it later.
They're like, "Don't worry, what's Social Security number 2?"
Yeah, and that was the official guild tent.
Oh, geez.
That couldn't process my order.
Yeah, they need some more cell towers out there, man.
It's the fucking airport, man. There's probably a secret bunker under there where they're doing experiments and
blocking cell signals.
But I think the biggest surprise was how many people were like recommending Fate.
Yeah, a lot of people recommended Fate.
And we don't drink that beer ever because we don't think any of them are good. But maybe they deserve a second chance. I don't know. Some reputable people were like, you need to go to Fate.
Well,
we still didn't go, but
I mean, you were Candy Bar Milk Stout diehard for a few years. That was like your jam.
Oh yeah, I'd go stand in line for that beer.
Yeah, I know. I saw you in line before. I was going in line too, and I was like, "Oh, there's Ed." But like, I mean, I don't know. I think Fate. Listen, the Fate South here, they had good food, and then some of their beers are good.
Yeah, but we've said that in the past. Like, if the first thing you say something about a brewery is their food, then it's not a good brewery.
Well, I mean, I don't want to hate on Fate. Like, I'm gonna say their food's really good. Their beers are definitely better than a lot of other breweries had. A lot of other breweries. So I mean, you know,
what does that mean? How many breweries have you had
that are not good? A lot. Local breweries, a handful for sure. But I mean, the problem is that it's hard to judge a brewery on a beer. You kind of want to give them more than one shot or styles or whatever. But like, the problem is sometimes that like, if you like a certain style of beer and they're just not making that style, it's not for you. That's not for you.
Yeah, if you're a Patreon supporter and you listen to the beer that I made Chris and Nate blind review, we tried a fresh batch of it and we didn't like it any better.
No, it wasn't any better. It was definitely not the case.
It had the same off taste that we didn't like.
Which, listen, and to be fair, tried to actually go research that. Their homebrewers said they get that flavor and they don't know why.
Yeah, Chris actually did research for the show.
So I was like, what would it possibly be that could make it that way?
People have said it's happened to them, but nobody knows why.
Right.
What is the flavor? Describe it.
Peanut. It tastes like peanuts.
Like a peanut, like a kind of a peanutty off-shell peanut flavor to it.
Interesting.
And we both had it, so it's not like it's a sensitivity for one or the other. It's literally all three of us tastes like it was like, this tastes like peanuts. It was weird.
Yeah. So John Rowley, if you're listening, please tell us why beer and tastes like peanuts, because you're our only hope. John Rowley is our Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's a smart guy. He knows what's up.
Oh, speaking of which, you got some corrections from John Rowley because we're idiots and we don't know what we're talking about.
We'll see if I'll find he texted me, which is hilarious because if you look at the text, you could tell he was listening to the show because he was like 5 minutes later, he would say another correction and then another correction. So let me find it real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny. People a lot of times, well, Terrence is an example too. Like, you guys know what you're talking about. We don't know what we're talking about.
We know what we talk about sometimes, or most of the time.
Listen, I say that because I have no idea, and you guys at least sound like it.
Comparatively, we know.
We use our big boy voice. It's what did people say? It's like 90% of how you say it and 10% what you say that people listen to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that. 60% of the time.
Yeah, see?
60% of the time is all the time.
Yeah. He said that the original Alpine pub is still going. Pat's son is brewing there now under the name
McElhaney. Because that's the name.
Brewing or something close to that. It's good as it used to be. Tell your friends.
So we talked about Alpine and Green Flash being sold to Southern
Sweetwater in Georgia.
And now Sweetwater's distributing, and I saw Oregon and Washington. Yep. They're going to start distributing there. So Nate was asking if the original pub was closed. So technically it's not Alpine anymore, but it's Alpine throwback because it's owned by the owner's son now.
Right. And I'm sure, like, here's the deal is like, I think it's like when you go to work at like a fast food place or so, you kind of learn how to make the secret sauce and you can go somewhere else and make it as long as you're not calling it the secret sauce. You're calling it something else. You can't really
11 herbs and spices.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's
Just 12 and a half spices and herbs.
Yeah, right. People are gonna be like, I don't know. Listen here, like you the same kind of beer, right? Like, there's no way you're gonna be like, listen, I know you brewed friggin' pure hoppiness for 25 years. Forget what you learned. We're shutting the brewery down. Like, he knows how to brew that beer. So cool. Just call it something different. It's like it's pure madness or something now. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not double pumpkin porter. It's twice as much gourd.
It's very
light stout.
No. And then he also said that it's funny because he told us, again, you have to listen to the episode to understand. This is the episode where we talked with we were talking about the vineyards and Jester King and the bottle that they gave us at Jester King. He said it'll stay because we asked, who knows how long this bottle will last. That was kind of us just joking because we knew it would probably last forever. This is sour, so we were fine. But he said it'll stay, and then he called us fuckers, which is makes me laugh.
That's appropriate.
And then he said he's okay with us drinking it. He said right after that. So I was like, oh, thanks.
Well, yeah, because he probably has like 12 of them in his back pocket.
He was happy. And then he hoped that it was really good. Then we enjoyed it. So John's a good guy, man.
Yeah, we gave away stuff in your name, so
yeah, awesome. All right, well, hope everybody enjoyed this.
Chris, I'm done.
We're done. We're done with this now.
So I guess to finish up, what do you think can be improved, if anything? And not logistical stuff, because that place is a construction nightmare right now. For a first go in a new area, I think it went relatively well.
You know, I think the one thing that we saw in the past that they've had issues with, and I know this isn't something that Guild necessarily can like change, but they can help influence maybe, is that making passes for people that are out of state easier to get and more accessible for breweries that don't distribute here to be able to pour at these festivals. Like, I think that's kind of an issue that we would all like to see change, because there's lots of good breweries that want to come here and pour their beers at a festival, but they can't because they can't get a day pass to come pour beer because they're not distributed here.
Yeah.
And that's just silly. So I think that needs to change, and I'd love to see the Guild kind of help affect that and make that happen faster. Because, I mean, there's lots of good places, but we just won't get them. What do you got?
That's it? That was your whole...
That's it. That's all I got.
The one thing to improve?
Listen, there's lots of more rants, but that's what I got for this.
Rants. Let me see. I don't know. What could be improved that people wouldn't immediately bitch about when it changes? Because, you know, people are like, well, they could have done this, and then as soon as they do it, they're like, well, that was stupid. Why they do that?
More taco stands.
Yeah, more taco stands. Do you want to see like a mixed event with wine and beer and alcohol, or do you think this needs to stay?
No, I think Strong Beer Fest should be Strong Beer Fest. If it is, I think it should be a different festival. Right? I mean, that's just how it works. If it's going to be Strong Beer Fest, if it's going to be Strong Spirit and Wine Fest, or whatever you want, like Copper State, you know, Beer Fest, but you wine and beers, call them different things. You know, do it if you want, but just don't call them the same thing. Make it a different festival. And I know you talk to people, and you probably heard during the interviews that we asked people of, do you think that they're going to do a Strong Beer Fest West and a Strong Beer Fest East? I don't think that's going to happen either. I think that's, at this point, it's set. This is the location. That's where they're going to have it. So I think they may have other festivals in the West Valley at some point, but it's not going to be a Strong Beer Fest.
I mean, there's enough room in the year to have another beer festival, but I guess from the Guild standpoint, is it
feasible?
Beneficial?
Right.
Is it worth the effort, or did Strong Beer do enough numbers to make this sustainable and make this? Because, I mean, you could turn into Real Wild and Woody's the West Side or Central, right, and Strong Beer is the East thing. I mean, I think at this point, Real Wild and Woody's is becoming more popular than Strong Beer Fest. So, I mean, that's kind of already your East-West thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I think the one thing I would like to see is more places that have food doing food there. Like, I would like to see Dark Sky bring like Pizzacletta, because I think they have like a mobile one. Like, that would be cool to have the food related setups or stuff like that.
We'll have Cider Core there and have their pizza there.
Yeah, have Mike's Pizza there.
Mike's Pizza, and then Pizzacletta, and then we go get a slice of each, and then
do a
fucking pizza
fight
tasting.
in the middle.
This isn't a food podcast.
And wrestle. Oh, we could use the wrestling where you have a...
we could do a wrestling thing. Arm wrestling events. We could do some arm wrestling events in there. I digress.
You digress into what?
It's just not talking
into
about
food?
Not talking about food and or other.
Is that because you just haven't named your food podcast yet?
Yes.
But you got your sour stout
podcast.
Yep.
You
just can keep it simple.
Yeah. You have a sports radio one. You have your Hoppy Lager boys. And
Yep.
I'll have my Sour Stout podcast. It's fine. Splitting this up.
Great. I think we're up to 5 now.
All right. Well, Terrence, thanks for being on the show, man. I appreciate you being here and talking with us and helping recap what Strong Beer Fest was for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Ed, if people want to find us on the interwebs, where can they do that?
You can find us at hoppycraftsman.beer. You can find us on Instagram at Hoppy Craftsman. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter the same. Instagram is probably the best place. You can find us on Patreon, but you have to search for us. So Patreon/Hoppy Craftsman, because we're not safe for work. I don't know why the fuck that would be the
It's really
case.
weird. The other thing is if you just go to our website, they're actually on the Support Us page. There's actually a link to our Threadless store, which we have actually some merchandise in there. Ed's wearing one of our shirts right now, which is pretty cool. I need to buy that one still. I still haven't. The other thing is, do you know who the rass fucking people in the world are?
No, but I bet you do.
I did. I just brought it up. All right. So the rass fucking people in the world are our patron supporters: Riley Greenbaum, Anthony Bracamonte, Zach Dominguez, Rob Fulmer, Mark Ballesteros, Sina Gomez, and then actually on this list, I don't see our latest one.
Oh, you have an old list.
The old list. Put up real quick. Dan Lazar.
Which
we said laser.
Laser.
Yeah. That's laser.
We need a laser and a blazer and a...
Dan Laser.
Yeah.
I'm in. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. We basically use your money to support the show, pay for the hosting. Running podcasts is really expensive. So
Pay for stickers that we don't take to beer festivals.
Well, we paid for stickers that we gave away to other people, so we still did that. So thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. At this point, we've done way more patron shows for them this year than we ever have in the past. So and we plan on doing that going forward. So thank you.
Yep. And we'll see you next week. No, we do got stuff coming up, so hopefully we can get that stuff out pretty quick. So tell a friend and keep listening.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Take it easy.